This year, the focus is on breastfeeding and employment. So we have a guest this morning, Jennifer Bassett. She's the breastfeeding coordinator for the Galveston County Health District. Good morning, Jennifer. Thanks so much for joining us.
Having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that breastfeeding can be a challenge for a lot of mothers, and that journey to breastfeeding starts at the hospital, to be honest. I mean, because that's when, if most people aren't taking classes before. Can you talk a little bit about WIC, first, what it stands for, and how they are able to help new moms?
Oh, definitely. So WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children. It's a wonderful program that you can start during pregnancy. And honestly, that's where that journey to breastfeeding can really begin, because WIC's going to offer breastfeeding counseling, breastfeeding classes that they can do. We have wonderful websites like breastmilk.com. You can also go to the texaswic.org page and get more information and different classes you can take online. But we also give a lot of prenatal information just to kind of get mom open to the idea of breastfeeding and kind of a little bit about what to expect. And then when mom does come back from the hospital and add the baby on, we're also able to go ahead and meet with them again just to make sure it's going well. We assist with latching if it's a big situation. We have lactation consultants. We have phone numbers where they can reach out for help 24/7 by text or phone. And then we're also able to help them with pumps if they're returning to work. And returning to work is typically the biggest reason women quit breastfeeding.
Absolutely.
So that's something we really want to focus our momentum on, to kind of help moms through that period and help employers learn what they need to do to help accommodate these moms and how it helps their business as well.
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge, just having that resource available. And is WIC, it's open for everyone, or do you have to, is it for certain income levels, or anybody can use those sort of consulting services and information?
Yeah, so that's it. You can kind of do both, actually. So the actual WIC program, you do have to fit in the category. So we help out women who are pregnant, women who are postpartum up to 6 months, women who are breastfeeding up to a year, and then children from birth all the way up to 5 years of age. So if you fit in that category, we definitely encourage you to come check out the program and apply. If they are currently on Medicaid or SNAP or TANF benefits, they automatically qualify. But what's nice about WIC is we also have where they can qualify financially through the amount that they bring in the home. And we have a little higher cutoff than some of those programs do. But if for some reason they just do not qualify, what I love about the WIC program is the fact that we still offer services in other ways. We our breastfeeding peer counselors that we have on staff can still talk with any mom who's not on WIC. We have lactation centers. There's one in Houston, the Lactation Foundation, that can also meet with moms who are not on WIC and assist with latching or difficulty. We have the breastmilkcounts.com site with all kinds of great information to help mom through it. And then, of course, we have that 24/7 hotline. So where we can't do the food benefits or the pumps, we can still help those moms that maybe just don't quite make it. So we're just trying to help all moms and babies in the Houston area, well, all over Texas, actually,
which is
be successful.
Yeah, which is a big need, because I think if you are first-time mom, or maybe trying breastfeeding for the first time, maybe even with a second child, sort of getting those resources and knowing about them before you have the baby, because when you have the baby, it's all chaos, to just sort of know where you're going to be able to turn. And the lactation consultants, that's huge. To be able to have somebody there to say, what am I doing wrong?
I know a lot of other clinics in Texas. We also offer, we have a support group. We call it our Mother's Milk Club. And we even invite our pregnant moms to come. And again, they don't have to be on WIC to attend that support group. So we make sure that all the moms in the area know about it, because we're just there to support one another and have that, that city right there, kind of support, lifting each other up, if you will.
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
A fun play date for the babies when they come too.
Right. Okay. So World Breastfeeding Week, we sort of jumped right over and assumed that everybody knows all the health benefits of breastfeeding, or why it's important. I mean, just can we briefly touch on some of those? I mean, because it can be difficult. It's definitely a learning curve, but why bother?
So breastfeeding is really important because that's essentially I like to call it like a designer milk. It's made specific to your child. So every mom is going to make exactly what their child needs. It does all kinds of things for the baby and for the mom, which is what is so great about it. So it's going to help baby not get sick as often. They're still going to get colds and things like that, but they just tend to be healthier. It's going to help them with respiratory tract infections, severe diarrhea. It helps protect them from certain cancers. It helps with brain development. And then for mom, it's also going to help with things like diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. So it's a win-win for mom and baby. And it doesn't matter how long they choose to breastfeed for. The American Academy of Pediatrics does recommend up to 2 years now, but that doesn't fit for every woman. So regardless of what they decide to do, those benefits continue. If it's just 6 weeks or 6 months or, up to a year. So it's a wonderful thing for both.
All right, do what you can do. And that's why breastfeeding in the workplace is so important, and discussing that, having those resources available. Tell us again where people can find that information about the counselors and the hotline and the free classes and the breast pumps.
Yes. So if they go to texaswic.org, they're going to see everything about the WIC program. They're also going to be able to find which WIC clinic is near them. So then they can just call them, set up an appointment. I think it's always worth just checking it out and seeing if it's something that you do qualify for. A lot of people worry like, oh, we're taking from other people, maybe we don't really need it. But honestly, the more people that we have that come into our program to support, the more we can give back to the community. So it's so important. So I would go to that site, breastmilkcounts.com. Also has tons of breastfeeding tips, all kinds of information to help moms do it, or if they're pregnant, to kind of decide if this is what they want to do. And then of course, we have that 1-800 lactation line for all of Texas. And it's 1-800-942-3678. And then once you find the clinic that works for you, check with that clinic, because they will also typically have a hotline that you can call. I run our 24/7 hotline phone here for Galveston County, and they can text me or call me even at 3 in the morning, and I'm there to be their cheerleader. And then if it's something more serious.
All right, fantastic. I think we got almost everything. I was like, oh no, you're freezing up. But that was great information. We know exactly where to go to get information about free breast pumps and supplies if you qualify. Jennifer Bassett, thanks so much for coming on this morning.